was like, what? Thank you.
You had that look, and I mean,
Yeah, I had to look up. I'm waiting for the rest of it, and you like,
I mean, the
Thank
theme
you.
started, the
Yeah,
intro
no,
started.
that's all right.
That's all
Okay.
right.
I've been
I'm
here.
going to tell you.
I've been here waiting for you to tell me something, and you wait until the song
Tell
fades
you
out.
something good.
I'll tell you something good. What's going on, good people? Boy, I tell you.
Say, bro, you should be used.
Just be
We've
quiet.
been doing this show
You
together
made
for
to be
5
quiet.
years, almost 6 years now,
Mm.
and I get you every time.
Because you just perpetuate that every day. You be looking for it, something to do every day. And you go right ahead on and do it.
You should be used to it.
I'm not. And not at all. No, thank you. Hoping everybody's doing all right. We got a lot to talk about. Short time to talk about it in. Miss Anitra from the Tribune is going to join us a little bit too. We're going to talk a little politics and talk about who they are getting behind in this race on no matter what level they are competing in as far as candidates, and maybe even some things that are being said. We'll make sure we ask Miss Anitra those conversations as she's going to join us about 4:20. The other part of it, we got to talk about the capture
Of your
Derrick
little brother.
Groves. Huh?
Of your little brother.
Ain't my little brother. That's a big dude, man.
You know what's the thing that was funny?
Did you see how big he is? He's a big dude. That
Yeah,
picture
he's a
does
big
not
dude,
do
but
him.
you know what killed me?
What?
When they putting that dude in the car, I was
He
almost
kissed
said a
him.
word, and he blew that kiss to the camera.
Mwah. Mwah. Yep. He blew a kiss to the camera. And I can imagine some of the other stuff that he was saying as they were driving away.
Oh, yeah.
But today, I don't know if you got a chance to see it today, but they have let a majority of the camera folks go into the house that they were staying in
Yeah.
and show how they were living.
So those people are definitely going to be going to jail.
The owner of the house was there, so he's like, "Look, I don't know who they are. All I do is get my rent. I had no idea that this boy was living here, so he was living there with somebody, or somebody was guarding him. So I mean, he couldn't have just got there and said, "Let me get this house from you," and somebody paid the rent, especially if he ain't got no money. But they said it was full of drugs, had a whole bunch of drugs in it, drug paraphernalia.
Yeah, they're done. They are done.
So whoever's helping him,
somebody in that neighborhood is $50,000 richer.
and the people in the neighborhood are the ones that were telling them that something's going on. But that ended up being a conversation that came back here to New Orleans to Crime Stoppers. So the Crime Stoppers folks, whoever that was that called Crime Stoppers here. So somebody in Atlanta was talking to somebody in New Orleans, and somebody in New Orleans picked up the phone and called Crime
Somebody in
Stoppers.
Atlanta said, "There's $50,000." Say, bro, what's that number to that place in New Orleans?
We missed no, bro. I don't think so. I think that somebody in somebody in Atlanta was talking about some suspicious activity and some dude that they had never seen before. And whoever they were talking to in New Orleans picked up the phone, called Crime Stoppers, and gave a sighting. I don't have to give my name. I don't have to get who I am. They give you a number. And once they apprehend them, all you got to do is call Crime Stoppers, give them your number, and boom.
So you think they're going to split the money with the people in Atlanta? I mean, it helped them.
You don't know that. Would you?
I'd be the person in Atlanta. It's like, hold up. I talked to you. How
No, that ain't the question. You ain't going to get out of that one. Would you?
No.
You wouldn't?
I mean, I would throw them a little something out. A little something. Not half.
I
but
probably would have to have. I would probably have to do half. Because I'm not there.
Yeah, half. Yeah.
I'm not there. This person probably didn't even know what the deal was. So Well, since I know what the deal was, I got to tell you who it is. And probably the person in Atlanta, which I saw yesterday on the news, she was an older lady. So that's somebody's grandma.
Yeah. Yeah, take care of her.
And guess what she probably did? She probably saw him standing out there or somewhere in the neighborhood and took a picture of him and sent it to their grandbaby and said, this the man I'm telling you, the strange in our neighborhood that's always, because the lady said on the news yesterday that they were always watching out of the window and looking at her. So she probably sent that picture to one of her relatives, and one of her relatives said, we know who that is.
Every black person in America that lives in the hood should know they got that one old lady that knows everything that's going on in the hood.
And everybody.
And she's going to tell on you.
Yep. She going to tell it.
So that's your fault for being stupid.
She going to tell it. So, I don't know. I'm just looking around and saying to myself, and look, I would say to anybody, a lot of people looking at this and now saying, man, I'm glad that's over with.
Yeah. Oh, his own mother said it.
Huh?
I heard on the news last night, they were saying that they talked to his mother, and she said, I'm happy this is finally over.
Yeah, because, they thought they were going to have to kill him.
So it's been a tumultuous, my tongue is tied today. A tumultuous 6 months.
Yeah, think about it, They probably following you around, probably tapping your phone.
Yeah.
Probably doing a whole bunch of stuff just because of who you are. You are the mother of an escaped convict that we're looking for. So if he contacts you or if he's around you, we need to know. And they're not going to trust that. You're talking about the U.S. Marshals and a whole bunch of other folks. So she's probably under a lot of scrutiny. And look, just because they got him, it
don't
ain't
mean
over.
It's over.
It ain't over. They going to get a whole lot of folks. Can I put it in perspective for you?
Put it in perspective.
He couldn't get to Atlanta by himself. Somebody took him.
Yep.
Whoever that person is, they're going to find out.
He sure didn't jump no boxcars riding up there.
Nope. And I'll tell you this, they probably going to have some phone records because he had a phone.
Yep.
So they're going to take that from him and go through the phone and see who he was talking to.
And you never know. He might bust everybody out that was involved.
And if he does, there could be some other folks that's going straight to prison.
Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
Today he went to court, and he basically told him that he didn't want to plead there. He wanted to come back home. So they're going to extradite him to New Orleans. And then he going to court. And what he going to be charged with?
So will he be facing extra charges in Atlanta?
No ifs, ands, or buts. In Atlanta?
Yeah.
Probably.
Because it's probably going to be weapons and gun charges. Weapons and drug charges, most likely.
Probably drugs. I don't know about the weapons. I'm not certain.
Oh, if there's drugs in the house, there's guaranteed to be weapons.
Not necessarily.
Are you a crack house connoisseur?
I have been. Not that I lived in one or nothing. But, yeah.
Oh, right. Wait, yeah, you used to be Popo back in the day, huh?
Thank you.
Huh?
Why are you telling all my business? Why you all up in here? You all
because you ain't said it before.
You all
ain't nothing
up
new.
in here. A long time ago, I said I tried to keep that under the table.
Well, I mean, you have that police officer look.
Say, bro, can we talk about something else? Good Lord, man.
The people on Facebook can see your reaction. It's funny.
Ha ha. That's funny.
That's what friends are for.
Wait till I tell on them what you used to do. Jiggles.
Say, bro, what happened in Roxbury back in the day stays at Roxbury.
We won't talk about those days. I feel like,
but that was before Donna. So I'm excused on that.
No, it's not Donna. No, it's not Donna. I'm gonna get him in trouble anyway. What comes to light today on these here radio stations? No, but back in the day, when I had what 20, 23, 24. I went to the academy and did all the work to become, but I didn't pursue that too much.
Yeah.
It was some crazy folks, some crazy times.
Not
So
too
I was
many
like, you
people
know
know.
what? I'm gonna stick to radio and let that be it.
For a short time after I left radio for a little while, people don't know I was a deputy.
Yeah. But I am. I see and hear what they're going through today. I'm telling you, it's a challenge. It's a challenge. Now, this ICE stuff that's getting ready to happen.
Oh, bruh.
Let me tell you this. What I said, and I hope you hear me. What's getting ready to happen. I wouldn't be an ICE agent for nothing, because these folks getting ready to go. I mean, they getting ready to go ballistic on them in these different, because they just got in Chicago, they're going to Portland, and I keep seeing all of these different memes now with all these folks saying, send them to the South Side. Send them to, if you've ever been on the South Side,
Don't want to mess with those people.
It ain't funny.
You got vice lords, you got folk,
you got all the Bloods and Crips.
Boy, you don't want to mess with them.
So they, to me, stay in the in these communities that they're going into, these cities that they're going to. And I don't mean no disrespect, but if you're gonna make a difference or tell everybody that they're gonna make a difference, they ain't making a difference. They cleaning up things, and I mean, it just ain't right in what they have them doing if they got them fighting crime. And they don't have the training to do that. They do not have the training to do that. Somebody gonna get hurt. And I think it's gonna be them ICE agents, because it's looking like to me that these boys in these major cities, they getting ready for something. And you don't want to be messing around in some parts of town, like in Chicago on the South Side, Washington, D.C., over there by Howard University and those areas. You don't want to do that.
Well, we forgot the disciples.
Yep.
Or you don't want to mess with them.
Nope. And now, I don't know if you heard this one, but here's what's going on. With Trump blowing up their boats and having them to do these military exercises that are stopping boats, supposedly the drug running boats from coming, and they blowing them up.
Yeah.
They now have hung a big banner on one of the bridges. I don't know if it's Venezuela. I think it's Mexico or Puerto Rico, one of the two. I got to figure out which one it was. They said it, but I didn't hear it immediately. But they have now, the cartels have hung a big banner up stating that, okay, USA, you want to play with the cartel? We ain't worried about your military. You have now poked the bear.
Cartel is like disciples, warlords, vice lords, Crips, Bloods, every little gang you could think of rolled into one.
What is that? MX-13?
MS-13.
Yep.
There's a couple I can't remember what the Masutra or something. Yep. I can't remember exactly what it is.
And most of them are stationed out, have gotten a hold of America, and they're in California, Phoenix, Arizona. It's a couple of places. I know Chicago. They ain't no joke.
You don't play with them, boy.
And they're actually telling them that, you know what? We reach far and deep.
Yep.
You just saw where this young lady who is a federal judge denied some type of issue that was coming through her court.
Mm-hmm.
They blew her house up.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. Folks crazy out here right now. They kind of nuts out here, like, right now.
And this is all because of Trump.
Poking the
Orange
bear.
Julius.
Poking the bear. So, all right, we got to take our first break. We'll call Miss Anitra and see what Miss Anitra is talking about from the Tribune, the New Orleans Tribune. We'll see what she's talking about, what's happening with this political season. More coming up next, right here on WBOK.
Norman Robinson is back.
Can you hear me now?
And he's taking no prisoners.
Can you hear me now?
Each weekday, Norman Robinson brings you commentary with Off the Top.
The incident was shocking, disturbing, disgusting, disappointing, and sad.
Each weekday, Off the Top with Norman Robinson is heard exclusively right here.
It's Off the Top with Norman Robinson on WBOK 1230 AM.
Tired of the impersonal, one-size-fit-all style of banking? You deserve a bank that delivers exceptional service and personalized attention to your needs. That's the Home Bank Standard. Since 1908, Home Bank has been a trusted financial partner for businesses and families because we go the extra mile to help you reach your goals. See for yourself why Home Bank is good for business, good for life. Stop by any New Orleans area location or find out more at home24bank.com. Home Bank, member FDIC.
Are you passionate about community safety and police accountability? Tune in to The Monitor's Mic, where we talk about oversight, policing, and you. Hosted by the Office of Independent Police Monitor, we're here to shine a light on policing issues that matter, from real-time policing updates to in-depth interviews. Get the facts and stay informed. We're breaking down complex issues, highlighting community voices, and holding people behind the badge accountable. Join us for an informative hour every Friday at noon on WBOK. Your city, your police, your show. The Monitor's Mic.
A message from the community scientist. Do you live or work in St. James, St. John, St. Charles, Ascension, Calcasieu, Baton Rouge, or St. Bernard Parish? You may be exposed to harmful chemicals like phthalates, BPA, and flame retardants found in everyday products but linked to serious health risks. That's why the Community Scientist, a program of Rise St. James, brings you clear, science-based facts that protect your health and our environment. Stay informed, stay empowered. Visit risestjames.org today.
The NAACP New Orleans branch invites you to our 2025 Freedom Fund Banquet and Awards Ceremony, a night to uplift and celebrate. Join us Saturday, November 1st from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. at Xavier University's Center Grand Ballroom. Through your support, dollars fund scholarships, youth programs, and vital community projects. It's keeping the struggle to preserve civil rights current and vigorous. For tickets and information, call 504-460-7765.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. It is the reality check for Thursday. Gerard Stevens with you. My number 504-582-9422. You know, when you pick up the phone or when you turn on the television or you look at the newspaper or you pick up all these different stories that's happened across the world, every once in a while it can be overwhelming. But what is the black voice saying? What is the black voice saying? We know we have a couple, not enough, but a couple here in New Orleans. Of course, us being one of them, but of course, family. We listen to and read and check out all the different things that's being written about by one excellent writer from the New Orleans Tribune. Miss Anitra is on the phone with us. Well, what you say there, stranger?
Hi, yeah. Everything is good over here, G-Man. What's going on?
How you been? Everything, though? Because I was telling everybody just a few minutes ago, I was like, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on inside the city, outside the city, outside of the state. I'm like, what in the world is happening across the country? Yes, indeed.
Right.
I'm
happy to be on with you today.
Yeah. One of the things too that I was looking at, your I was looking at your endorsement page, which I thought was very good. It not only just put who the paper endorsed, but it also told why. It gave the story of why. And that's why I thought it was excellent, because you see a lot of endorsements these days, but you don't ever understand why they endorsed them.
Right. Well, I do think it's important if we're going to make an endorsement is basically our recommendation or our advice to those people who trust our voice, then we should do so with some context. So definitely.
Yeah.
That's why we did it that way.
I thought it was very good, and then of course, with it being election time, people want to know as much information as they can about candidates, They want to know about the history and what they see the future of the city. Off record, but on record, because you've been in the game for a minute. What do you think about the future of this city?
I'm always hopeful about the future of New Orleans, but I'm also very worried. I see us going in a direction that is scary, where we are not appreciating, supporting, and understanding the value of African American leadership in this city. I see that playing out with a lot of the rhetoric surrounding this campaign, a lot of the rhetoric that's been going on for the last many years as it relates to Black leadership. And so as hopeful as I am, I'm also, there's some cautiousness as well, some concern.
But this is like one of the few times that I think that we've really had this conversation and it ends up being very serious. I think the last one we had that was very serious, we kind of saw where the city was headed, the direction of it, who was in City Hall, who was running most of the different branches of government. When we see an 80%, at least 80% African American base in this city, but the majority of the top 3 jobs in New Orleans were Caucasians.
Right.
And
when you see a majority African American base in the city, and that base is still marginalized, that base is still not benefiting from the economic largesse that is taking place in the city, that has to be a concern. And there's some other things that are concerning us as well today, G.
Really?
So, yeah.
Come on with it.
So it's come to our attention here at the New Orleans Tribune, and look, let me say up front, with this new age of endless emails and posts and the way that you can forward things, it's kind of hard to tell fact from fiction. But recently, apparently, there's an email going around. It's a picture of the mayoral candidate Helena Moreno with a list of endorsements, and one of those includes the New Orleans Tribune. And I just want to be absolutely clear that the New Orleans Tribune has not endorsed Helena Moreno. We have unequivocally not endorsed Helena Moreno.
Oh.
Now, where the email is coming from, that's anybody's guess. Maybe it came straight from her campaign. We don't know. Maybe it's just an overzealous supporter. Maybe it's some subversive entity all into itself. We don't know. But what we do know is that image that I've seen that purportedly has been sent to several people via email is false. She has not been endorsed by the New Orleans Tribune, and we want a full stop to that. I mean, to be honest, if there's anything such as an anti-endorsement, that's what Helena Moreno has from us. Because, while we respect anyone's willingness to serve this city, our position could not be clearer that she's not the one. So she does not have our endorsement, and we are troubled by this email that is allegedly being circulated claiming that she does. If anyone's seen our issue or looked at our website, they know that our official endorsement has gone to Oliver Thomas. And again, we made that decision. We made it thoughtfully, and we stand by it. Councilman Thomas has shown genuine care for all of New Orleans, every neighborhood, every person, and we believe his platform reflects that. We also like Royce Duplessis. He's smart, he's capable. And, had he entered the race early, who knows? But by the time he did, our decision was made, and we stand on it. So for us, when we see an email like that that's floating around with the claim that we've endorsed someone that we haven't, with the claim that we've endorsed Helena Moreno, we have to ask why. Why would anyone be so bold and audacious as to spread a lie that is so easily disproven?
So let me ask you this, though, Anitra. Is this a email that is an official email, somebody's letterhead?
So that's the thing. We don't know where it's coming from. But what we've seen is the graphic that is in the email. It is a clear graphic that shows this candidate. And again, that's why we cannot say unequivocally that it's coming from her campaign. that is coming from a supporter, that is coming from some other subversive entity. We don't know. What we do know is that this graphic is not telling the truth because this candidate has not been endorsed by the Tribune. So if you see it, know that that's not true.
So are you getting pushback?
Getting pushback regarding
from the folks that have seen the email, or somebody asking you that why?
No, what we've gotten is people who have apparently seen it sending us the graphic.
Oh, they're sending
And
you the graphic.
I guess that's coming with the question mark of, hey, is this, and that's why we felt it's important to get out in front and say that, no, that's not the truth. If you looked at our website, the endorsements that are there, the newspaper endorsements, again, it's something that is so easily disproven. We've stated who we've endorsed. So if you happen to run across an email or a graphic that says otherwise, there's no reason to believe that. Our position has not changed. We've stated who we've endorsed. And again, we're not saying this came directly from that campaign. Again, with the way that communication can sometimes happen almost anonymously these days. Who knows who originated it, who sent it? What we know for sure is that if you see this graphic with this candidate and the Tribune logo,
no, it's false.
No, it's false.
You think it was a mistake, or do you think that could have been, an overlook or an assumption?
No. How do you mistakenly put a logo for an entity that hasn't endorsed you?
Wow.
But I think what your question really is, why would somebody do that? and if I had to guess, my thing is this: when people and I don't know who it is. I don't know if it's the candidates camp. I don't know if it's some overzealous supporter that's overreaching. I don't know if it's, again, some subversive entity all into its his or herself. What I do know is when people start putting out things that are falsehoods, it usually means they're feeling the pressure. So again, who's sending it out? I don't know. Was it a mistake? Nah, it was no mistake.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, I was just actually just giving you the benefit of the doubt to answer the question. That's all. Because I would think though that, and I'm just going to be, this is my assumption. My assumption is somebody that's going to take the name of the Tribune and put it into their list or category of folks that have endorsed them are usually thinking that they're going to get the readership of the paper to also go with them.
Well, that's always the goal. You want the people that are dedicated readers or followers of that news media outlet to see that and say, okay, well, if the Tribune endorsed them, then they must be okay. They must be all right. But that's not what happened. The Tribune has not endorsed this candidate. And so, I could think of any number of scenarios where somebody might have done this. The scenario I can't think of is where they did it on accident.
What's next? I mean, what do you do? Are you going to ask them to retract it? I mean, do you kill it?
Well, absolutely. We're going to, and this has all happened very recently, so we are definitely going to post on our electronic media, our website, of our e-blast mechanisms, just a reminder to people who we have endorsed and who we haven't endorsed. Whoever is behind this, they need to stop. They need to not disseminate it, not create it, not, email it to anyone, not share it by text. Of course, again, we're not saying, we don't know that this came directly from the candidate or the candidate's camp. It would be nice if someone directly related to that entity and organization would step up and say, unequivocally that this wasn't them.
Mm-hmm.
If it in fact wasn't them, and of course distance themselves from it, if they are able to do so. But at the very least, we're going to let people know that this is not us. This is not what we've done. This has not been our decision, and that we can only control how we respond. We definitely want whoever created this image and sent this email to stop.
That is kind of strange. I mean, because if you just pick up the paper or go on the digital site, it shows everybody that you all have endorsed.
But so let's talk about it. It is, again, something so easily disproven.
Right.
The problem, Gerard, is, people tend to think that folks aren't paying that much attention and that folks can be easily manipulated and that, all I got to do is circulate a text or circulate an email. And as long as enough people don't question, then you created some traction. So, yeah, it's so easily disproven. Pick up the paper, look at our website, and you will know who we have and haven't endorsed. But how do rumors get started? So it's so easy, unfortunately, in this age of, I saw this text, I saw this email, I saw this image, for people who aren't vetting the communication that they are consuming, who aren't taking that extra step. It's so easy to mislead people.
That's probably more so as I'm listening to you. I'm also thinking at the same time, Anitra, so excuse me for interrupting, but more than likely, that's a slap against Oliver.
Yeah, it's a slap against the person we endorse. Absolutely.
They playing games. Whoever that is playing games, more so against Oliver. I know that they are infringing. That's infringement on the newspaper, but they're playing games and probably don't understand the harm that they causing, or they are trying to cause harm, or cause somebody to think that this is a game and they're playing a game to say that no, they endorse Helena. So whoever this is knew what they were doing. You are correct, and they did this intentionally.
Absolutely. And again, like I say, I definitely see your point that it's a slap against the candidate that we did endorse.
Mm-hmm.
But let's be clear, they are meaning it to try and push and promote in some ways the candidate that we specifically did not endorse. We had, again, just to reiterate our position, we have some. There's no. The reason we endorse Oliver, in addition to him, we believe in his platform being positive for this city, and that he is the person who can get this job done, was that we made our endorsement decision at a time before candidate Duplessis entered the race.
Mm-hmm.
And so we, there's nothing negative that we said about him. Really, it's a slap against truth-loving people is what it is. And is it designed to hurt other campaigns? Absolutely.
Yeah. You all sound like, I guess you have the sound of everybody over at the Tribune, like you're appalled.
Yeah, because don't say we say something we didn't say. Mm-hmm. Whoever created this image, whoever is disseminating it, and I can think of multiple scenarios because sometimes my mind goes different places, So I could think of several different scenarios where somebody might have thought this was a good idea to try and either help or hurt one particular candidate or another. But don't drag us into your foolery. Our endorsement was clear. Our endorsement is unequivocally crystal clear. Who we're supporting, who we believe in, and who we absolutely believe is not the answer for the city of New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
And it is not the person whose name is now being floated on this image that is allegedly being sent out, via email and other communication.
Now, I'm also to understand too that it wasn't just the Tribune, that there was another newspaper that was involved.
I've seen the image, and yeah, there's several newspapers on it. I can't speak authoritatively to who every newspaper has endorsed. I will say that it does show that every African-American owned newspaper in the city has endorsed Helena Moreno.
And that's not true.
So that's not true. I know that's not true.
Wow. Yeah, that's somebody playing some big-time jokes.
Somebody's playing games and trying to kick up mess, and we are unequivocally saying, if nothing else, keep us out of your foolery. We have not endorsed this candidate. That is not who we've endorsed. Don't play this game. Not at this juncture. But, that's because it's getting serious and people are worried. When falsehoods start coming out, people feel pressure. But we're not about to let you play this game, not at this juncture.
Anitra, you sounding gangster. I'm just saying,
Because don't tell no lies on us. Don't do that.
Don't be playing, boy. Anitra about to cut somebody on the air.
Put some respect on my name.
You better step out and show. You better step out and show. Yes, indeed. Don't even do that. Don't play. Yes, indeed.
That's it.
Well, are you all going to print something? Are you going to say something else about it? Whatever.
So this is outside of our print cycle.
Right.
But we're definitely going to post on our website and send out an e-blast just to let people know that if they should see something to this nature, know that it is not true. If you want to know the truth about who the Tribune has endorsed, you can find that on our website. You can.
Hello, Nature? She can call me back. It probably got cut off. Just cut off. So she'll call me back. Man, people going low, huh? To write out a false email about publications saying that, can you call Nature back? But just to say that, a false email on a regional and worldwide read newspaper, digital and regular paper. And this is what you get. I don't know what the law is, but I think that's false and some type of infringement. Something. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. That's Nature? Okay. Nature?
It happened. The call dropped, so.
Yeah.
But I was basically just saying, we are definitely going to.
Isn't that like some type of infringement of something, of false?
I don't want to we can get into all kind of things about slander and blah, blah, blah. We're not going to get into the weeds in that. It's wrong to say somebody did something that they didn't do. I don't care what level it's on. But what we want to do is make sure that the people who trust our voice know that that's not us, that we did not endorse Helena Moreno. If you want to know who we endorse, look at our issue, look at our website. We are going to, again, like I say, send out an e-blast as well as put information on our website to just reiterate that fact. And again, what I want to leave WBOK listeners with is right now what the urgency is around is voting. So if you didn't early vote, get out on Saturday, October 11th, before y'all get all gussied up and go to the Gentilly Fest or wherever you got to go on Saturday. Make sure you vote, because our future as a community of Black people, one of the things we have been adamant about saying is that it is nothing wrong with us coalescing and saying that we believe that our community needs to stand up. And that we're going to stand up for our community as Black New Orleanians. So get up, get out, vote what's in your best interest, and make sure your voice is heard October 11th.
Absolutely. Anything in particular you're noticing about this election that we may need to discuss but haven't discussed? I know this was pointed about what it is, but anything that you're noticing about this election that might be a little bit different to you?
I don't know if there's anything specific that I noticed, because in my eye, and the way I see things, Gerard, is the evolution that I've seen is nothing that I don't feel like I have seen happening, right? When we've been talking about attacks against Black leadership for 3 years and what that's going to look like in an election cycle. So when I see how it's played out, it doesn't, strike me as strange. Of course, there are many people, and myself included, and of course the Tribune, because we've been vocal about this, who have been concerned about the voices of so-called leaders in our community who have backed a candidate that we feel is not the person who should be leading our city. But, yeah, you know, people's rights to support whoever they want to. I'm not going to argue with that. But are we surprised? Is it concerning? Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm going to check this out and see, too, because I do understand that the Louisiana Weekly was going through something as well. So I'm going to call to find out if they also got into this email and see what they're saying about this, too. So we'll find out.
So, again, like I said, I know that we were on this image that I have seen floating around, and we definitely just want, and, you know, don't want to give too much.
Don't want to give them no traction.
We want to speak to the fact that it's false.
Right.
But, you know, we don't want to let people think that we're all, it bothers us that people would put out something that we know is absolutely untrue. Yeah. And there's a reason behind it, and it needs to stop. And that's where we are.
We got you. What's the website?
www.theneworleanstribune.com. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Gotcha. Always good. You got to come talk some politics with me. I'm waiting for you.
You got to invite me to come talk politics with you.
Your invite just went across. You invited.
Gotcha.
Thank you, Miss Anitra. I appreciate you again. Bye-bye. All right, y'all. We got more coming up. We'll talk to Miss Anita next. Hold on, Miss Anita.
Hey, this is Steve Poston. Be sure to listen to WBOK 1230 a.m. every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. and Sunday evening at 5 p.m., bringing you the best Southern Soul barroom music with the Southern Soul Weekend Party Mix, hosted by me, of course. I'll be playing your favorite Southern Soul music by artists from all over the South, right here on WBOK 1230 a.m. or online at WBOK1230.com. The station you listen to longer. Listen to longer.
The New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation is the nonprofit organization that owns the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival presented by Shell. With the funds generated from Jazz Fest, the foundation invests in Louisiana companies through economic development, cultural enrichment, and free educational programs. To learn more about what the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation does, please visit www.jazzandheritage.org.
Wake up your taste buds at Inner City Brews and Bistro, home of the famous peach cobbler pancakes. Join us for breakfast every morning from 8 to 1 and keep the flavor going all day with soulful dishes and cocktails that hit just right. Visit us at 1401 St. Bernard Avenue. Open Tuesday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. Inner City Brews and Bistro. Uniquely New Orleans, deliciously unforgettable.
Hi, this is Cary Grant. Let's elevate every Tuesday through Thursday from 6 to 7 p.m. as we discuss the community, the country, and the world, from politics to current events and sports. We look forward to your input and continuing the quality programming on your community station, WBOK. Join us every Tuesday through Thursday, 6 to 7 p.m. on Elevated Conversations, the Arnie and Cary Show.
Fresh produce, local flavor, and a healthy you. New Orleans East Hospital is hosting a farmers market the last Wednesday of every month from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Join us in the parking lot across from the main entrance. Support local farmers and your wellness. We'll see you there.
New Orleans is facing a $100 million budget deficit. But where was Helena Moreno, the candidate who promises to be a 24/7 mayor? She missed 60% of the city council's budget committee meetings. That's not leadership, that's negligence. Now our city is broke and the people are paying the price. Helena Moreno talks about being everywhere, but when it mattered most, she was nowhere to be found. New Orleans deserves a leader who shows up. Helena Moreno, 24/7 talk, 60% no-show.
Paid for by people for Better New Orleans.
I'm Wendell Pierce. Thanks for making WBOK your station. WBOK.
Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
And by the way, you're on.
You're not.
Gotcha again.
No, you did. 504-582-9422 is my number to get in contact with.
Wait. Before you go to Miss Anita, I had to say something about this. I mean, Miss Anita. Miss Anitra said something that made me think.
What's that?
She said, before you get all gutsied up and go out to the Gentilly Fest, have you noticed that this is a trend? Every time there's an important election here in the city, there's some kind of festival that's going to pull people away from going to vote.
All the time. It's always something to do. You got to remember, this is a city that has a festival every month. We have a festival in October. We got festivals next month. We got all the Christmas in the park and all this other stuff. December, January, we got the Super Bowl. We got getting ready for the Sugar Bowl. We got Mardi Gras that kicks in at the same time. February, Black History Month. We got all the other things that happen. March, we have, isn't that, what is that? March is what?
French Quarter Fest, I think.
Is it French Quarter Fest?
Something like that.
You might be right. April and May, we have festival. I mean, we could go. I just don't write down everything, but we have something every month here in New Orleans.
And I can understand, why do the people let that distract them from getting up early and go and vote and doing the right thing?
Because it's on a Saturday. Many people aren't working. They want to take their day and go do their thing.
But then you take your day, and when the wrong person gets in there, you cry and moan about it.
All right. So you got a choice. I think now in this election,
that's bass backwards to me.
But in this election, I think that we have a lot of good qualified candidates for certain positions. And then in other positions, I think that we have candidates that know they shouldn't be running.
True.
Yeah, you got one on hand, you got 6 on one hand, half dozen on the other.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. Yeah. Let me talk to Miss Anita. I don't want to talk to you no more.
I don't want to talk to you either.
Hey, Miss Anita.
Man.
Hello.
Listen. Hello.
What you say?
Listen. I got this. Now, that is wrong, and I feel like that was a dirty, low-down thing that they did. Whoever did it, that was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know what I say? This is what's going to happen to whoever did it. They're going to be sorry, because God don't sleep. God does not sleep. And if they think they're going to get away with it, it's going to come out. It's going to come out. But I hope it come out before the election come up, because she's been lying from day one. Every commercial, she opened her mouth up, and the things that she's been in there for 8 years, and she still hadn't done anything but made the city broke. So how does that work?
I can't answer
Just
for you.
Lies about everything. And so I hope, like he said, before you go, you got till 6, 8 o'clock in the morning, get up and go take care of your serious business first. Then you got the whole rest of the day to go do whatever you want. Take care of your business, because if you get the wrong person in there, I don't like to be the one to say I told you so, but I damn sure will say it. I sure will say it, because just like I told you so about Trump, they still allow him to get in there. Look what we're going through. They're trying to crucify us down here in Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's already bad. And then you got this old clown sending people out here to make it worse.
Well,
it's already bad.
I do think
So I
that
hope
we are
these
in
people
a
get
dire
themselves-
straits type of issue where we got to be able to say we need to really concentrate on what we're doing and not just go by somebody's name because I know you.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And she's been doing it, and I say her name Heleno with the H-E-double-L. That's what I call her.
Mm-hmm.
That's all she's going to put the city through is hell.
Mm-hmm.
So I love y'all, and y'all be good, and I'll talk to you on the flip. Yeah?
All right, Miss Anita, thank
That's
you much.
what my boys say in the morning, okay?
All right.
All right.
Bye-bye. Galloway.
Hey, good evening there, Brother Gerod. How you doing, bro?
Good, brother. How you doing?
Hey, I'm coming to New Orleans.
Come on.
Well, hey, I'm going to sit there and bring my dogs, and we're going to have us a bobsled team. We're going to ride around New Orleans. Now, I'm going to overcharge everybody for riding around on my dog sled.
Uh-huh.
And then y'all going to sue me. Y'all going to win. And then you're going to let me borrow the money back.
Yes, indeed.
That's what happened or alleged to happen with the energy money. Shout out to Representative Lonzo Knox. He put it out there today, and people are acting like they don't know what they're talking about. You sued Energy, and you got $182 million. You let them borrow that back at 9% interest for $330 million for infrastructure investment.
Mm-hmm.
Now, nobody from the council or Energy knows anything about this loan.
Nope.
So where is this $182 million? Does it be okay? I'm coming to check y'all pockets first.
Yeah, but put your hands up against the wall, Wick. Put your hands up against
I'm
the wall.
telling you.
Nah, you put your hands up against the wall.
Somebody is stealing some money.
Somebody's stealing us blind, bruh.
What Bernie Mac says, somebody that messed up the church's money, this is huge.
And look, and the worst part about it is nobody's saying nothing.
Nothing.
Not even the auditor. Not even the auditor.
Nobody. So somebody got $182 million somewhere. I know it ain't on infrastructure. That same pothole I done seen for the last 6 years is still the same pothole I've seen for the last 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
So, and another thing, they finding out Helena Moreno is taking campaign contributions from people that she ain't supposed to be.
Right. People you regulate.
I mean, how crazy are the people of the city? If this is in black and white, you got your state representative saying, "Hey, look, where's this money at?" And nobody. Now you know if Mayor Cottrell's name was on that,
right,
or it had anything to do with it,
they be beating it
you
down.
know every news camera will be parked out in front of City Hall right now and say, "Any word on the $182 million?"
Yep.
But it's a double standard for this lady for some reason.
Yep.
What dirt does she have on somebody? That's what we need to find out now. Who does she know? Maybe she know where Jimmy Hoffa buried. Something. I don't know, brother. Because I've never seen a candidate with some skeletons like this, and people put it out there, and she don't deny it. Just like the email thing. And just how did it happen to go to court the day after the election? Huh?
Yep.
Come on, man. So what is going on? Maybe I can't say on the air what I want to say about what I think going on, but all I'm telling you is a whole lot of funny business going on, brother. And it's gonna, but like they say, what you do in the dark gonna come out to the light. Because this $180-something million and this loan, and the entity board say we don't know what you're talking about. Somebody lying.
Somebody knows something though, bro.
Somebody got that island out. Somebody bought Jeffrey Epstein's island. You have a good day, brother.
With the plane.
He did not say somebody bought Jeffrey Epstein's island.
They got the island. Got the island and the plane. Mm-hmm. All right, y'all. We got news up next. We'll come back and have some more conversation here. We got to talk about Derrick Groves, too. After what? 5 months?
Bro, was that the inside of the house where they got him from?
Yes, sir. That was what you saw with all the stuff everywhere.
The cameras and up, man.
Yeah, with the cameras, they had all the cameras on the television.
Ooh, let's go to break.
Yeah. News is next, folks.
From the campus of Xavier University, WBOK Go and Equity Media Station.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. A grand jury in Virginia has indicted Black New York Attorney General Letitia James on mortgage fraud charges. U.S. Attorney Lindsey Halligan for the Eastern District of Virginia presented evidence Thursday. Halligan, appointed by President Trump, recently secured an indictment against former FBI Director James Comey. Former President Obama says he's, quote, encouraged and relieved, end quote, by the new Israel-Hamas peace deal, calling it the start of the hard work to rebuild Gaza and pursue lasting peace. His post came after President Trump announced the ceasefire but did not mention Trump directly. And rapper Remy Ma is launching her own streaming platform, Remy Network, on November 28th. It'll feature hip-hop-inspired content, including scripted shows, documentaries, and films. Remy says it's more than a streaming service. It's a home for creativity and collaboration in the hip-hop community. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
The Reality Check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back. Minute after 5 o'clock here. Gerard Stevens with you on Thursday. On your way home, please drive with care. It seems the big news all over the country right now is about the capture of Derek Groves. They call him the ringleader of this escape out of the Orleans Parish jail back in May. So it says here that at least 5 months, nearly 5 months, convicted New Orleans murderer Derek Groves is headed back to Louisiana after he appeared in Georgia's courtroom on Thursday morning and waived his extradition. Well, what does that mean, he waived his extradition? It means like he did not want to go up against charges there. He wants to come home, which is in New Orleans, to, I guess, get the charges. What will they charge him with? We don't know, but I was talking to Sheriff Hudson, and she said it best. That was, at least people would get a chance to sleep better tonight, knowing that he is locked back up. Y'all, all the things that have been said about this case since it's happened, I think, now let me make sure that I put this in perspective, and I need you to hear me loudly. I don't want nobody saying, Gerard said, no, we don't want that. Well, Gerard said that the sheriff said, no, don't want that either. But I do think that there is some type of collusion with this issue, with them getting out. Notice we didn't say the escape, them getting out. I don't think it was an escape. I think it's, again, something that they said earlier, and I think the sheriff said it. It was a let out. Somebody let them out. I know that there is an investigation going on. I know that the people are doing what they're supposed to be doing as far as an investigation is concerned. Do I think there was some type of sabotage? I'm not going to underestimate anything these days. Because, folks, and I got to tell you, I don't know if y'all read some of the memos that come out just this week alone. You know, one young lady decided that she was going to put some paraphernalia on her person and try to take it into jail to some of the folks that's in it. And I'm just thinking to myself, why would you even do that? Why would you risk taking drugs into a facility that they're going to run a scan on you? You're going to get x-rayed. And if they find it on you, plus they got dogs. They got dogs up in there. That dog sit down and just let them know that they got a hit on you. They going to search you. Guess what? The dog sat down. And guess what they found? Drug paraphernalia. Now, I can say this was said allegedly, but notice what I said. I said it was said allegedly. I don't know. But I'm going to tell y'all, like I do know, but I don't, that they were bringing drugs in there or trying to get them in there by hiding them under a woman's breast. You say what? I said the lady had the drugs under her boobs. You know that there had to be some big old wazoobies. If you think that you can get through that scanner past the dog with drugs underneath your boobs, Lord help us today. Why did you go mess your life up for that? You know, when you do stuff like that, I don't think people think of the consequences. They're just looking at, if you bring it in, we'll make sure you get paid. You didn't get it in. You got caught. You got arrested. Now you got a felony. You going to jail. For what? You tried to bring in some smack for these fools to have in jail. And you tried to get it in by putting it under your boobies. What we doing? We gonna get this in, baby. How you gonna get it in? I'm gonna put it under number 1 and number 2. You know who number 1 and number 2 is. Left is Choco, and number 2 on the right is Let. Chocolate. Mm-hmm. Y'all know I'm ignorant. And then when you get stopped, because the dog gonna get a hit on you. Dog got a hit on you. Guess what they gonna do? Search you. They search you. Guess what you got on you? Drug paraphernalia. Guess what happens? You go to jail too. Now you charged with a felony. And you get the write-up. Now they're going to put you in the news. I'm just saying, y'all. Folks have got to start thinking for themselves. You got a felony, and that's not going away. You're going to visit somebody in the jail, right? I didn't think you were going to stay in the jail, but you're going to visit somebody. Now you got to stay. Because you trying to put this under your breasts. I'm scared of that one. I don't even know why they. What you thinking? I don't even know what to say. Y'all know I got plenty of jokes. I really do. I got plenty of jokes. But y'all gonna be like, Gerod, that ain't funny. No, she didn't work for us. She was visiting. And we had one that, yes, she did. We had one that did work for us. You don't bring it in, sneak it in. I'm gonna leave it alone. Cause I had plenty of jokes. Oh, y'all, I'm telling you, I had plenty of jokes. But what tempts you to do that? Unless you've done it before. And now you thinking that, nobody's watching, and it's gonna be one of them days, y'all, that you're gonna get caught. Here, baby, let me slip that under my boobies. I'm going to slip that under my breasts. Mm-mm. I don't know what else to do except to tell folks over and over and over again, you trying to bring that smack into the jail, you're going to end up in there with them. Because that's just the way that it goes. I don't know what else to tell you. We have to do better. I do think all the folks that work over there, they have to go through the process. They got to go through the process of finding out who they are, making them go through that screener. And these are, and I'm not just talking about folks as far as our janitors and all of those, the guys that fix the water, all of that. I'm talking about the deputies. They got to be the ones to do better, especially if you're in the process of asking for better money. You're going to jail, and you're going to get a felony. You're going to jail. I'm going to keep saying that. You're going to jail, and you're going to get a felony. And with that being said, I got to say this. I do think that there is something or someone involved in what the sheriff has called the great let out. I do. I'm going to say it again. I do believe that someone is involved in what she has called the great let out. The other part of that I'm going to say is that I do believe that it's someone connected to the jail. You can't get out by yourself. So somebody knows something. And I wonder, will Derek Groves tell who it is and tell what it is, how he got out, who he called, what was the setup, what was the plan? Somebody knows something. We'll see. We shall see. And if we don't get the information in a timely manner, will that will that cause some type of friction in trying to get that place fixed? Because they are trying to get it fixed. That place needs to be fixed. There's a lot that needs to be fixed. All right, George.
Bruh. I can see it all now, right? She had them huge, gigantos tatas were hanging out all over the place, and she had that low cut on them. So all the guards, even some of the females who may be on the other team from side to side, be looking at them tatas with their mouth drooling. And she had all that perfume, that Chanel number 96 up under there, right? And she thought them dogs wasn't gonna hit on that, bruh. Look. She probably done this a couple of times and got away with it.
Oh, this one was a guard.
Say what?
I said this one was a guard.
that walked it in?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I said she probably got away with it a couple of times.
Yeah, they got her. They got her this time.
She probably got away. Look, I told you, she had them gigantic, voluptuous tatas exposed, and everybody was eyeing on them. And the dog, this time, they must have had that new dog in there, a puppy, that his nose wasn't brain dead.
Yes,
with all that Chanel, that stinky, maybe she had him so stinky under that the dog they won't mess with. The dog like, I ain't going over there. Oh, no.
Mm-hmm.
Not me, bro.
They got it now so that, if you pull into now maybe this is a warning to anybody that has to go over to the jail. You might want to make sure you ain't have no drugs or paraphernalia or anything like that.
Fresh smoke. Maybe you'll hit one on the way in.
And don't want to do that, and don't want to have no roaches in the ashtray, because they got this new dog. They got this new dog over at OPSO that they'll just walk him through the parking lot.
Yeah.
And he will sit on your car. He will go sit by your car. So he can smell it and knows what it is, even if you got it in the car with the windows rolled up, parked.
Wee.
Oh, he's bad. He's bad.
Bro, he sound like he about. See, you said they got a new dog, bro.
Yep, he's new. He's
new.
And love to play with his little ball. Him and his trainer get along really well. And listen, there is no set schedule of when they walk him through the parking lot, but they do. And the minute they walk him through the parking lot and he sits on the car, they call it in, and then all the cops come over there and sit by your car.
Oh, no,
They
bro.
run your license plate.
That's not a way to come back to your car.
Yep.
That is not a way to come back to your car. People sit there waiting on your stupidity.
No, sir, not at all.
But check it out, bro. I got a second opinion, too.
All right.
That boy, they're going to bring him back here in Louisiana. That boy has already been used to violence in his life and his family. And everybody want to interrogate him or they want to interview him. That's what they said, right?
Mm-hmm.
And whoever is a part of this deal is going to set that young man down and give him the threat of his life if he opens his mouth. Because they know he going to jail, so they're going to threaten people he loves. That boy going to be a super PTSD when he gets showed up. They ain't going to find out. They know how to execute their hate, bro.
What do you mean?
And that boy, huh?
What do you mean they know how to execute their hate? What are you talking about?
They know how to execute their hate. That's why, wasn't that boy mama or grandmama some killed by the system or something like that?
Yeah, I think I think it was what's his name? Lynn, his mother or grandmother, I think it was his grandmother was killed by Lynn Davis.
So that boy already exposed to systematic hatred is what I'm telling you. And when they get him in that room, whoever gonna be interviewing him, right? Whoever connected to it, however they got their diverse means of getting to him, they're gonna tell him. You can open your mouth, but your family's still out on the street. We ain't gonna never find out who's behind this, bro. Believe me, I know about it. Well, wishing he gonna come in there and talk, but these people are already full of that. They're so full of that hatred, right? I'm gonna say, look when they decided to discuss the evidence finding for that young boy at LSU, how hateful they are. And I don't know if you already covered this in the story because I was asleep, woke up, got in here late. But look how hateful they are that they use his capture, all right, to implicate this young black man in a crime. That's how bad these mugs is, bro. Liz Morrell and the state police officer get up there at the end of this thing, and then out of the clear blue sky, that was a part of that interview, that they decided he was in the wrong. That's how hateful they are.
Okay.
That's how hateful they are. And that conversation you were having with that young lady who was saying they didn't endorse, how hateful they are. Yeah.
Yeah. I got to call Jeff Thomas. I'm trying to get with Jeff and see what he's going to see. I know I'm going to get him to be my guest on tomorrow. But he also has Black Source Media, and also, just a full disclosure that he is also part owner of this radio station too. But he writes some very good articles in Black Source Media, so he's going to join me on tomorrow.
Bruh, I'm gonna make certain I'm awake. I ain't gonna drink nothing that put me to sleep. No hot tea for me after 2.
All right,
I ain't
sir.
drinking nothing wrong other than a hot cup of coffee because I'm gonna make sure I'm up for that interview, bro. I want to hear every inch of the show.
Goodbye,
I don't want to miss nothing. But before I go, I'm telling y'all again, this is the most dangerous time in the city of New Orleans. If you ain't listening to WBOK and if you ain't listening to Gerard G-Man Steven on Reality Check with Wick on the backboard, still doing that smooth music on Sunday, y'all gonna miss out on all these important conversations.
All right, George.
And go out and vote and don't fool around. I'm saying Oliver Thomas. I said it. You ain't said it.
Goodbye, George.
Bye. Love y'all.
More coming up, folks. Here at the hotel.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat, brought to you by Lowe's. Kofi Bruce stepped into his role as Chief Financial Officer at General Mills in February 2020, just 1 month before the pandemic reshaped the world. That experience was a crash course for Bruce in navigating both expected and unexpected challenges. He spoke to Bloomberg about how he found a way through one big stumbling block for General Mills, steering the company through inflation without passing costs on to consumers.
If we do our job right and we're driving productivity, that takes some of the sting out because that's costs that we don't have passed back, certainly ultimately to the consumer. But the other job is to make sure that if we've got consumers that are looking for value, that we're hitting them with the right promotions and the right incentives, as well as we've got pack sizes to kind of meet their price point expectations. That's a big part of the job.
Kofi Bruce is an executive sponsor of General Mills' Black Champions Network. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
Lowe's knows you've got a job to do, and we help get it done. With the MyLowe's Pro Rewards program, eligible members save more with volume discounts on qualifying orders through a quote of $2,000 or more. Join for free today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Offer can't be combined with any other discount, contract, and/or special pricing. Exclusions, more terms, and restrictions apply. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
Working as a dedicated Fidelity advisor, I always ask, what's important to you? I'll look at those priorities and goals alongside your full financial picture to build a comprehensive plan designed to help grow and protect your wealth. With proactive portfolio insights and an eye on taxes, I'm here to help you make the most of your money. I'm Laura Maxwell, and I'm a dedicated Fidelity advisor. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
New Orleans, are you ready? A fresh voice in the city is here, bringing you the beats, the culture, and the stories that matter. From local music and food to real talk on what's happening in the streets, we've got you covered. Stay tapped in. Follow us on all platforms at WBOK 1230 for the latest updates and exclusive content. Your city, your culture, your news. Don't just hear about it, be about it. Follow us at WBOK 1230 now.
Tired of the impersonal, one-size-fit-all style of banking? You deserve a bank that delivers exceptional service and personalized attention to your needs. That's the Home Bank Standard. Since 1908, Home Bank has been a trusted financial partner for businesses and families because we go the extra mile to help you reach your goals. See for yourself why Home Bank is good for business, good for life. Stop by any New Orleans area location or find out more at home24bank.com. Home Bank, member FDIC.
Wake up your taste buds at Inner City Brews and Bistro, home of the famous peach cobbler pancakes. Join us for breakfast every morning from 8 to 1 and keep the flavor going all day with soulful dishes and cocktails that hit just right. Visit us at 1401 St. Bernard Avenue. Open Tuesday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. Inner City Brews and Bistro. Uniquely New Orleans, deliciously unforgettable.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back.
Almost got you.
I know how to get that one out. Gerard Stevens with you. Don't forget at 6 today, we've got the folks coming in. Arnie and Carrie will be here having some conversation with you in about 35 more minutes. Yeah, Derek Groves. I don't know what else to say about it except that they called him. You know, we get a chance now to look at probably on television and a lot of social media that's showing the home that he was in and how wrecked it was. But he's coming back to New Orleans, and he's going to be facing a trial here. So we'll see what the grand jury is going to say when he gets back here. They're expediting him here. He told them, I want to go back home. He did not want to take the trial there. The other thing, too, that I got to ask the folks, because I don't think that we really covered it enough. Well, what you talking about, Gerard? I'm thinking more so that, yeah, Ronald Groves is something to talk about. But I don't know. We did have conversation, but we didn't have conversation. What are you talking about, Gerard? I'm glad y'all asking because I mentioned this in a story on yesterday or the day before, but I'm going to talk about it today. And that is the drug ring that's right there in the French Quarter. And I might say a couple of expletives in this one. So get ready.
Make your disclaimer, please.
Okay. These are not the words necessarily of WBOK licenses, the management, and the owners. Okay. It's amazing to me that we got a trafficking ring right under our nose in New Orleans. Right under our nose. Oh, it's right under our nose. They got a big-ass building in the French Quarter. Seriously. They call it the drug and gun ring. And they never really got busted. But they accused it of selling narcotics and guns when I went by there. Or whenever you went by there. What are you talking about, Gerard? So, after a month-long investigation, law enforcement says that a French Quarter clothing store has been seized for illegal operations. I'm like, illegal operations? The district attorney has joined by local attorneys, representatives of NOPD, Louisiana State Police, Homeland Security. And during Wednesday's announcement that Culture was actually a part of a large-scale criminal enterprise distributing illegal narcotics and firearms. They were doing it right there in the French Quarter. The reason why I'm bringing this up and I want everybody, if you get a chance, and I'm going to have another conversation about this one because I don't want to get all worked up. Y'all trying to tell me, though, that this humongous building that took up a half a city block, you all are just realizing that a T-shirt shop that took up a building in a half of a city block, y'all just noticing what's coming out of that store? You going in for a T-shirt and not coming out with one? And by the way, clothing like T-shirts and all this other stuff in a building that huge in the French Quarter doesn't work. They even said in this story that something of that sort, the magnitude of this, what they needed to produce, they're not going to be able to hold the equipment long enough for it to work. And you in a area where it's not feasible to just walk into a store. You're in an area where it's like a warehouse. Nobody knew what was going on. Is it me? Y'all walk by this building all the time? I don't even want to call out the address. But y'all walk by this building all the time, and y'all didn't know there was some illegal activity that was going on? I'm talking mostly to law enforcement. Y'all didn't know?
Doesn't law enforcement have a precinct right in the French
In the 8th
Quarter?
district, yes. Mm-hmm.
Womp womp.
I think everybody knew that building was they didn't call it the crack house. They called it the crack house at one point in time. But everybody knew that's where you go get your dope deals. Not me. I didn't know. But you know what? But you know where it is? At Burgundy and Bienville. So they just seasoned did they seize? I'm thinking they seized the building. Yeah, looked like they seized the building.
How long has it been going on, you said?
For a minute. It's been going on for a while. I'm like, y'all didn't know?
All I can say is. That's all I can say.
Help us, Jesus. So, brother, you remember when I said, also, I'm changing the story. You remember when I said, I hope they don't get the legislative auditor that they had at the jail to do the recount of the budget so they'll have a true dollar amount, because the people that they had that were doing an audit at the jail, it was stated that that auditor had some ties to the people in city council, meaning JP and Helena, right? How come the guy that's doing the budgeting, the legislative auditor, is Mr. Wagons Pack, who has ties to JP and Helena? He's on Fox 8 right now. They just switched it. Like they don't have another auditor. I'm like, dude, somebody needs to say something about that one. I need an auditor that has no ties to cut that off.
It's off.
That has no ties to them. None. And I'm seeing him do commenting right now.
I mean, it really does make it go,
Like, how did he get this case and that case?
Something stinks. Yep. That's all you can do these days is just sigh.
I'm going to say something. I know everybody going to call me when I say it.
Say it.
If somebody asked me, have you ever thought about moving away from here? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I have too, but
because of the nepotism, cronyisms, all the different things that go on in this city, sometimes you just get tired. Because the more that I talk about it, the more it happens over and over and over again. And I'm getting tired of these conversations every single day. because it's news.
We need to move to Epstein Island.
Huh?
We need to move to Epstein Island. No, you don't have a call you can go to.
No, that's not where I want to go anyway. I just wanted to call you a couple of names, but I thought about it. So ain't worth it. Ain't worth it. So I'm glad the last day of this campaigning and before the runoffs is happening tomorrow, because some of this political nonsense is starting to get on my nerves.
Oh, the mudslinging is truly out of hand. It's ridiculous on TV.
Yeah.
You either got mudslinging commercials, big pharma commercials, or lawyer commercials.
And the mudslinging in this campaign, I just have to tell you, to me, it ain't cute. If you had to think about the biggest mudslinger in the city, mudslinging in this campaign, which one would it be? Which office?
Oh, it's definitely mayoral. You don't think it's mayoral?
No, I'm just. Why you
clerk. Because clerk is pretty rough too.
Yes, all of them rough, but I'm just saying which one you think is the biggest. Don't forget to throw the sheriff in there.
Yeah. But they haven't really.
I mean, I haven't. Yeah, they
Yeah,
have.
yeah, I take it back. They have because I have seen.
Oh, bro, some of them commercials that I'm seeing right now, and I'm gonna just be honest with you, as a citizen, not as a radio host.
I mean, I just have to put them all in one because I'm completely exhausted with it. I can't really say which one is worse because we've seen some hard stuff on mayor stuff, hard stuff on sheriff.
I'm looking at Helena. I mean, Helena's new commercial. She's talking about Troy.
Yeah.
You know, Troy Henry. That's not Troy. Anybody else talking about Troy Henry? She's talking about him. And he ain't running for nothing.
Nothing.
I'm like, good grief. But I guess too, you know, she wants to make sure everybody knows that I am who I am.
So that makes you wonder how if she was to get in office, how would she treat Troy after that?
Listen, I mean, me personally, I'm gonna just be honest with everybody here. Me personally, I don't have nothing against Helena Moreno. My dog don't hunt that fight. Now, who you all vote for and put in office, that's on y'all. I have my choices in this election. I vote for whoever I want to. If the majority of folks vote for Helena, and I think I have the right to do so, just like I ask for anybody else, I want to know why. Why are you voting for Helena Moreno? But I also want to know why you vote for Oliver Thomas. I also want to know why you vote for Royce. I also want to know who else you want to vote. I also want to know the same things within the other races. But the hype part of this election is what's killing me, because we have hyped so many different candidates that are not worthy to lead in this race. Am I saying that in specific? I'll leave that to the imagination, and I don't need to call nobody's name. But my question is, when you're reading and you're saying, I'm going to vote for this person, are you voting for this person because of the familiarity of who they are and what they've done? Or are you voting for that person because everybody else said to do it? And I know that's a question that many of us have to ask ourselves. And I don't think that we do so. Or if we do a really screwed up job and trying to figure that out. And I'm looking around and saying to myself, so, are we in trouble? Or is this going to be a good thing? Where is this city headed? With the candidates that are in this race, where is this city headed? All right, 504-582-9422. We'll take that for a few minutes. Pop Jones.
Hey, G-Man.
What's going on with you? Turn your radio down.
All right.
What you got?
G-Man, look. You know, I'm not a hater. I don't hate anybody because of their color. Number one, I don't believe in white people, Caucasians.
You don't?
All right. If you claim to be something that you're not, that's your business. I don't have nothing to do with that.
Mm-hmm.
But the only thing that have something to do with me, you haven't done nothing for my people. Whatever you've only picked a certain group of people that you're going to do something for.
But let me ask you this,
The
Pop.
only time you want, when you want my vote.
All right, let me ask you this, Pop. Let me ask you this question. Because
Go
you
ahead
said
on.
something that is imperative to the conversation, and that is you ask somebody what they done for your people. But I would go back. But listen to me. I would go back
ahead.
and use this question for all of the candidates, whether it was local candidates,
exactly,
local or national candidates, because I know there was a big stink about Obama being in office, and everybody asking what has he done for black people.
Mm-hmm. Well, you have your choice who you gonna vote for, right?
Mm-hmm.
For whatever reason, ain't none of my business.
Right.
I have my choice who I'm going to vote for.
Right.
Now, when candidates are running, none of them have nothing good to say about the other that's close to them.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? They're going to find something. Well, I've been talking about this lady, for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Before she even announced that she was running. Now they announced they done had 5 or 6 meetings where they had her to come in to speak about what she gonna do for the people. She never showed up. I'm just using what I think. She ever been on WBOK?
No.
I think
well, she did my show one time before.
One time, but it wasn't about nothing. No, I heard her. I don't think she was asked a hard question.
Well, it was pertaining to something at the time, so that's what she was talking about.
Well, I remember. I was listening.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't hear nothing. But what I've heard, if this say it doesn't have 5, 6, 7, you know what I'm talking about. She didn't show up. Well, the candidates, she didn't show up.
Mm-hmm.
But did she show up for ones for other people? Tell them what she was going to do for them?
Yeah. Did you really think that she was going to come here to do the debate?
Huh?
Y'all really thought she was going to come here to do the debate?
Well, I missed that.
No. I said the time that she didn't come to do the forum where you had Royce, you had Mr. Janusa, and you had all of them.
That was one of them.
Yeah, I didn't think she was going to show up. Not with all the strife that's going on between her and Troy Henry, and this is their station. She's not going to come over here. She knows this is a hostile environment.
Word up.
Yeah, but what you got to consider in that is, do you have the balls to show up in a hostile environment?
I mean, look, ain't nobody won't face the music when somebody know the truth about you.
No. Well,
look at the guy that's supporting her, that she supported with the garbage collection.
Mm-hmm.
Why should she come on that station?
Yeah.
That would be if she got in the arrest.
All right.
Y'all would be the last one she come on.
Yeah. All right, Pop. I gotta go. I gotta take my break here. You got the music.
All right, G-Man.
I'll talk to you later.
All right.
All right, y'all. More coming up. We gotta take a break.
AURN News.
I'm Ebony McMorris.
After 2 years of war and tens of thousands dead, Israel and Hamas have agreed to a U.S. brokered ceasefire, the most significant breakthrough since the conflict began in 2023. Now, the deal calls for a pause in fighting, the release of hostages and Palestinian prisoners, and Israel's withdrawal from most of Gaza. Crowds in Gaza and Tel Aviv erupted in cautious celebration after President Trump announced the first phase of his 20-point plan, a plan many hope will end one of the deadliest wars in modern history. But the road ahead is far from clear. Will Hamas truly disarm? Will Israel follow through on troop withdrawals? And what happens to Gaza's governance once the dust settles? For now, aid is set to enter. Hostages are expected to be freed within days, and world leaders are urging both sides to act in good faith. For AURN News, I'm Ebony McMorris.
It's Off the Top with Norman Robinson on WBOK 1230 AM.
For generations, the federal government has served as a reliable pathway to the middle class for African Americans, a place where hard work, talent, and perseverance could translate into stability, dignity, and opportunity. From postal workers to Pentagon officials, from teachers to Treasury analysts, the federal payroll has long reflected a kind of promise that public service could offer a fair shake to those shut out of corporate America. But that promise feels increasingly under siege in the Trump administration. The New York Times recently noted the troubling absence of Black Americans in high-ranking positions within the Trump administration, a number that has dwindled even further after several firings of senior officials of color. Perhaps the most glaring example came earlier this year when General Charles Q. Brown, Jr., the nation's second Black chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, was abruptly dismissed without explanation. General Brown's ouster broke with a long-standing tradition that the chair of the Joint Chiefs remains above politics, serving continuity and country rather than party or president. But this time, politics and culture war rhetoric carried the day. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth reportedly questioned whether General Brown's commitment to diversity and inclusion made him, quote, too woke, end quote, and even whether his success was due to race. Those are deeply wounding racist words, not just to one distinguished airman, but to every Black professional who has ever had to prove again and again that their excellence is earned, not gifted. This pattern of marginalization, dismissal, and replacement sends a chilling message that experience and merit are secondary to ideology, and that diversity itself has become a dirty word. It also threatens to unravel decades of progress made by African Americans who looked to the federal government as both employer and equalizer. Quite frankly, it pisses me off that the African American leadership has been mostly out to lunch on this issue. What's it going to take to wake them up on the dismantling of the Black professional, middle, and upper class at the federal level? This entire attack on minorities under the so-called anti-DEI movement by the GOP conservative right, while many of our African American leaders are seemingly looking the other way, reminds me of the boiling frog syndrome, an allegory about how people fail to notice a gradual threat. A frog in a boiling pot of water would immediately jump out, but put in cool water that slowly heats up, the frog won't perceive the danger until it's too late. Let's remember, folks, during the civil rights era, when doors to corporate boardrooms remained closed, Washington opened them. Black scientists, lawyers, economists, and diplomats built careers in federal service that became models for generations. Today, that legacy is at risk. When African Americans are shut out of high-ranking federal positions, it's not just a personnel matter. It's a signal about whose voices matter in the making of national policy. And when those voices are silenced, the nation loses not only its fairness, but its collaborative wisdom and cohesion. This is Norman Robinson off the top.
Are you passionate about community safety and police accountability? Tune in to The Monitor's Mic, where we talk about oversight, policing, and you. Hosted by the Office of Independent Police Monitor, we're here to shine a light on policing issues that matter, from real-time policing updates to in-depth interviews. Get the facts and stay informed. We're breaking down complex issues, highlighting community voices, and holding people behind the badge accountable. Join us for an informative hour every Friday at noon on WBOK. Your city, your police, your show. The Monitor's Mic.
Hi, this is Arnie Filko. Let's elevate every Tuesday through Thursday from 6 to 7 o'clock p.m. as we discuss the community, the country, and the world, from politics to current events to sports. We look forward to your input and continuing the quality programming on your community station, WBOK. Join Carrie and I every Tuesday through Thursday, 6 to 7 o'clock p.m. on Elevated Conversations, the Arnie and Carrie Show. See you soon.
The National World War II Museum. Located in the Warehouse District of New Orleans, the National World War II Museum tells the story of America's experience in the war that changed the world, why it was fought, how it was won, and what it means today. Visit them online at www.nationalww2museum.org for time, tickets, and safety information.
Our city thrives when every business has a fair chance. But when it comes to promoting equality, Helena Moreno has been anything but fair. In 2024, Moreno blocked a properly awarded sanitation contract to Black-owned Henry Consulting, giving the deal instead to a political supporter. Moreno opposed extending Richards Disposal's contract after nearly 20 years of service. It cost us $19 million more, all so she could favor a political ally. This year, Moreno refused to renew a 12-year marketing contract with the Black-owned Spirits Group. Moreno even refused permits for 4 Black-owned restaurants to locate in New Orleans East. And when one of the city's most transformative projects went to a vote, Moreno refused to fund the city's 50% share of the Black-owned Bayou Phoenix development. There's a warning. Moreno plays politics. Our city pays the price. Paid for by People for a Better New Orleans PAC.
After 28 years in prison for a crime he didn't commit, Calvin Duncan established his innocence in a court of law. But Darren Lombard doesn't care about justice. He teamed up with Jeff Landry's attorney general to attack Calvin. They even sued him to stop him from talking about his innocence. According to Landry and Lombard, even if you're judged innocent, you're still guilty. Let's send Landry and Lombard a message. Vote number 7, Calvin Duncan.
Paid for by Calvin for clerk.
When you talk, we listen. WBOK. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks. Don't forget to join us on tomorrow. Jeff Thomas is going to be my guest from Black Source Media. Make sure that you check it out. Miss Rosemary. Miss Rosemary? Did we miss her? Miss Rosemary, I'm sorry. We had a long spot break. Miss Ty. Did we miss Miss Ty too? Everybody hung up on you? They ain't hung up on me. They hung up on you.
Oh, they hung up on you.
They hung up on you.
You're the one that has to talk to them.
I know. But you answer the phone now.
Whatever.
I was just complaining too. I was like, boy, the spots were so long. They ain't had but what, 2 minutes? Now I got 1 minute left. All right, let me just remind everybody that Saturday, it seems to be a lot of stuff that's going to be going on in the city. Gentilly Fest is going to be here. All the different things that's happening in the French Quarter, all those different festivals other than, and I'm not saying anything bad about it, but I know a lot of folks like to go to these different festivals and things of that sort. I'm not telling you not to go, but I am going to tell you to get up a little bit early and go vote. Go vote. Find out what is your location to go vote. I know that a lot of poll watchers are going to be in there to make sure that everything goes right. And also, you cannot campaign for those folks that are going to be out here campaigning. You can't be campaigning 600 feet within the boundaries of that polling place. All right. So please, and look, you can't be wearing your shirts that say vote for so and so and so going into the polls. Can't
They will stop you.
And you cannot be out there stopping folks within the boundaries of that location. So just play by the rules. Don't want to call the police on you.
And folks, just know it's going to take all of 5 minutes to vote.
To go vote.
5 minutes. I was
Bring
in
your
and out.
ID. Just bring your ID. Let the folks at the poll just run your name. And when I mean run your name, they're going to call your name out just to see that your name is on the ballot so that you're in the right place to go vote. And then you stand in the line, and then they pull the curtain back, and then you just punch the button. There it is. All right, that's going to wrap things up for me on today. We'll be back tomorrow to get you ready for voting again over the weekend. Jeff Thomas is going to be with me tomorrow to have some conversation to see what he looked like with this polling and all of this stuff that's being said in this race. Y'all have a great rest of the day. I'm out of here. Coming up, Carrie and Arnie's next. They will take you into the evening time. Y'all have a great rest of the day.